like electricians like myself or an apprentice electrician, people who are in the trade they can do this with their eyes shut.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't advise it.
I know what you mean,
Yeah.
though.
Okay. Hi, Delroy Spark again. I just arrived at this job. I think the client said she's got a fault on her cooker circuit. So apparently I've been here before to do another job. Sort of remember it, but it must have been a while back. So go in there, see what I can do, hopefully film it and let you see.
So we had a problem with the cooker buttons, and
Yeah.
we switched off the cooker, hoping to sort of reset it.
Yeah.
And then every time since, when we turned the cooker on, it would just short out the trip the fuse and short out, and this wouldn't turn on. The engineer came out and looked at the oven on last week and fixed the buttons, but it still shorts out every time we turn it on.
So what was happening with the buttons?
So they got stuck down. They were sort of pushed down, and he wondered whether maybe a wire had touched underneath and shorted out or something.
Yeah.
But when he'd fixed the buttons and they were working, he checked that there were no loose wires or anything, and then he unplugged it from the cooker circuit and plugged it into his own power supply.
Yeah.
And it turned on fine then. But when it's hooked back into that circuit, it still shorts out every time.
So he done a sort of portable appliance.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said it seemed like there was something wrong with the cable.
And the fuse is in there.
The fuse is in there. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look. Right. So. Right. It's on an RCD. So what? Just a second. Let me just ask you: is it the RCD strip that goes, or is it just the cooker switch that goes? Is it this? Is it this
that
one?
That was going. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on. Switch it on.
Oh. No, it's on. No, it is on.
It's staying on. It's not tripping.
No. It was definitely doing it before, though, after he fixed the button.
Yeah. When was the last time you tried it? Or you didn't try
Friday.
it after?
I haven't tried it since he left.
Since
he
he
tried
left.
it several times.
And it kept tripping?
And it kept tripping even after he definitely fixed the buttons.
Yeah.
We haven't tried it. We didn't try it after he put the whole thing back together again.
Okay. All right, then. I'll do some checks anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so there's the connection. Looks a bit of a state, but all I can do is do a few checks because it's still on and it's not tripping, so I can only do a few checks and check connections and stuff like that and see if I can see anything. Now, that brown, that phase cable there, that's not in properly. It's hanging out a bit, so it's not making good contact. Well, maybe it's making enough contact, but it's loose. It's not in properly, and this was fixed on one screw. That shouldn't be causing it though, so I'm just going to make sure I push that in properly and see what happens. This is the control switch, yeah? You've got the cable coming in, the cable going out.
Yeah.
The cable coming from the fuse board to here.
Yeah.
And the cable from there going down to there.
Yeah.
Now you can see that these cables they're 6mm, yeah?
Right.
So they're 6mm cable. But if you look down here, you see that cable there?
Yeah.
See, it's a smaller cable.
Right.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So that something else is connected to this circuit. I wonder if it's this socket. I wonder if they took that socket from here. You're not.
Okay.
So I don't know if, because what could have happened there, Jane, is that loose connections.
Yes.
Because you've got so many cables in one connected, it wasn't tight. Maybe when your guy done his little checks, put it back in, tightened it up, he tightened the cable.
Right.
And because when he connected it, he obviously switched it on.
Yeah.
And it tripped.
So when he fixed the buttons, we tried the switch again because we thought that would fix the problem.
Yeah.
And it still tripped again.
Yeah.
And then he undid the cable from the back of the oven.
Yeah.
And connected it to his portable energy source.
Yeah.
And then it turned on. He said it wasn't enough. He said what he had wasn't enough to power the whole oven, but it certainly turned on without tripping.
Right. And that's how it's been left.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, because I wonder if there was a loose connection and now he's connected it back.
Yeah.
Because you haven't tried it since.
No, but he definitely yeah. But we definitely tried it after the buttons were fixed and before he.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we didn't,
what?
yeah, that's true. We didn't try it again after he screwed it all back together again, connected it all back
Yeah,
together
that
again.
would have been the
Because he
litmus.
said don't touch it.
That would have been the litmus test. He should have.
Right,
You would have, because he probably fixed it by. There might be because you see that switch that I showed you.
Yeah, yeah.
That is an RCD, and any sort of slight leakage to earth, it will trip.
Right.
Right. So there could have been a slight loose connection or something.
Okay.
Now that he's put it back, timed it all up, put it back together properly, it's working.
Right.
So yeah, it's a pity you didn't try it after.
He's not actually qualified.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was right. He was, you know, if he's not
so that might be why he didn't want to try.
Yeah, if he wasn't comfortable doing that, then he was quite right to be cautious.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be connecting something and you're not too sure.
Exactly.
So, but it looks like the connection is done.
Yeah.
I'll check that. I'll take that lid off and check it. But it seems to me, because look,
it's working now.
well, no, it's not switched on actually.
Not switched on now, but
I only turned that on because
to see if that was the thing.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that extra cable connected. I'm thinking it goes to that socket.
Right, which we don't use.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just look a bit further. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Yeah, that socket is connected to that cooker outlet, and it wasn't screwed back properly because that screw there, that lug, needs tapping out, which I'm going to do, and grease or moisture can get inside of this because it doesn't go back to the wall properly, because you can see it's not made good and it wasn't fixed back properly anyway. I'll try and do my best with it. Right, now that's not a good connection. If you look at that, that's not a good connection. It's just about slipped in. It's not right. And the neutral is sort of okay, but I'm going to try and do that a bit better, because that's, look, see that just come out. See that, didn't even have to pull it, that just come out. It wasn't connected properly. I just pulled it out, you know. So, but the thing is, the guy is not an electrician, because people think that's a simple connection, and it is to me, or an apprentice who's been trained. But someone who doesn't really know about it, they think that they've done a good job connecting that, but it's not. So it's just one of those things. But like you said, it still didn't trip, but that eventually would have come loose, because I saw that it wasn't connected properly, so I just thought I'd move it with my finger. It just come out really easy.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was originally connected by the John Lewis chaps that delivered it. Yeah,
well, I mean, I don't know what training they get, but a lot of people, like electricians like myself or an apprentice electrician, people who are in the trade, they can do this with their eyes shut. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't advise it.
I know what you mean, though.
Okay, anyway, let me just, I'll connect this back and take it from there, yeah?
Thank you.
All right then, bye.
Thank you.
This is a weird one. The screws to hold the cable in you need a special screwdriver for it, but the connections you can use ordinary posi drive for it. It's usually the connections that have got the different screws, but never mind. Right, there's the connections now. What I've actually done, you can see the connect. With the 6mm, I split the strands and put them around the screw. I took the screw right out and split the strands, put it around it, closed it, wrapped it around, and then screwed it back. So now it's solid. You know, that's not going nowhere. Neither is that. It's not going nowhere. And this one, I took it out, stripped it, and wrapped it round the screw. Made a half sort of circle, wrapped it round. Now that's not going anywhere, so that's nice and tight. 6mm flex would have done beautiful here, because this is quite flimsy. When you're trying to maneuver these stiff cables, it moves about a bit, so flexible would have been much better. But that's what's there, so I just worked with it. So it's on now and it's not tripping. So maybe just loose connections that was causing it, even though the guy from the cooker company connected it back and he didn't do it properly. It was touching, it would have gone eventually, it would have tripped again. So hopefully that's it. Alright, Jane. Yeah, I've done the best I could there. I've sealed it at the top. So now nothing shouldn't
Oh, that's really kind, thank you.
Nothing shouldn't get
Brilliant.
down there. Okay?
Fantastic, thank you so much.
No problem. Cool. Well, with that job, I can only conclude that it was the loose connections. We'll see. Hopefully it don't trip. So can never tell with these things. Wasn't the best of installation, but it was on ever since I finally done the connection till I left, and it didn't trip. So that's the trouble with these things. People connect these things thinking they know what they're doing, but it's never that simple. These things need to be connected properly, else it just causes a load of problems. Anyway, hope you picked up something from that. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.